Thanks for coming back for another episode of Teslamonial. Guys, if you're wondering why I look like a raging douchebag, it's just one of my many traits, and it's my day off, and I just got back from the Home Depot. But today, I'm here to talk about some of my least favorite things about the new Model Y Juniper, and I'm not here to completely hate. These are things that I would call good but not great. So I'm going to start off with my first feature that I think is good, but not great, and that's the ventilated seats. The ventilated seats, a nice little feature that puts a small cool breeze on the small of your back. On a hot day, it's nice, but it's not that comfortable. These seats are stiff. I don't think I'm alone in having this opinion that the previous generation Model 3 and Model Y had more comfortable seats than the refresh editions with the ventilated seats, and that's because that ventilated feature sacrifices a little bit of cushion for a little bit of cooling. And that's something that I think some people might benefit from, but year round, when I don't need a cooled seat, I'd rather have a comfy seat. So that's number one. Number two is gotta be the wheels. The wheels, right? Not the tire, the wheel, the rim, the metal part. I actually think that the previous generation Model Y had better looking stock wheels on the long range all-wheel drive version than the current one does right now with the crossflows. Jesus Christ, a RAV4 is trying to hit me! Anyways, they don't look that great to me, and it's not that they're not good. They're good, I guess, but they're just not fantastic. And I think that this totally refreshed, redone car that there should have been a lot of thought put into would have had some real nice looking wheels on them, because now I'm considering having to spend a couple extra $1,000s to get these things replaced. So anyway, it's good, it's not great. What else is good but not great? The light bar. This might not get me any friends in the Tesla community, but when I first saw the light bar on the Model Y Juniper, I was like, I don't know, guys. And it's not that the light bar is not cool. The light bar is cool, and the light bar is cool on like the Cybertruck, but the problem is that the light bar look has been hijacked by lesser brands, Hyundais, Kias. Everybody's got a light bar these days. And to be quite honest, I prefer the look of the headlights on the Model 3 refresh than I do to the Model Y Juniper's light bar. I just feel like light bar is a little bit played out, and I still think that sporty looks cooler than fake futuristic. So I know this isn't gonna get me any friends. The light bar looks cool, I guess. I smoked out the light bar on mine recently because I thought that when the light was off, it looked kind of lame, but when it was smoked out, it actually looked kind of cool. When it's lit up bright at night, it doesn't look so bad. People are driving crazy today. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the light bar is just not my favorite feature. It's good, it's just not great. The next good but not great feature, I would say, is the suspension on the Model Y Juniper. While it's definitely a little bit softer and a little bit more cushiony than the previous generations, that softness and that cushioniness gives it this weird bouncy effect, and there's too much body roll. You've heard me talk about it in some of my previous videos. This thing feels like it could tip over when you're doing certain turns, and it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great. And I think that if this was considered an SUV, some people refer to the Model Y as an SUV. I think that's kind of debatable. I would be okay with it if it had a similar suspension to something like a RAV4, which I feel like I could hit a speed bump going 80 and I wouldn't even notice it, right? So it's okay, it's good, but it's not great. And the very last thing I came here to complain about is the range on the long range model. Once again, good, but just not great. Here's why I say that, because we were kind of sort of floated or teased the idea of like a 500-mile range Model Y sometime in the future one day. And to see the range barely go up from the previous gen to the current gen, where there's all this other technology and all this other benefits, leads me to think that there really is just some sort of plateau on the technology, where it's not that they just didn't do it, it's that they couldn't do it. It's that the technology, the battery tech, just isn't there yet. So maybe it's not their fault. All I'm saying is that it would be really cool to see one with 500 miles. I am not even close to the car ahead of me. So now I've got number 6. Why'd this thing yell at me? I've got 50 feet between me and the car in front of me, and it's yelling at me. Guys, I know I'm not your typical Tesla channel where I'm yapping about specs and, things that don't exist yet, but they make you think that they do based on the thumbnail. I'm really just a goofy dude who's experiencing this just like everybody. So if you like this channel, maybe you'll watch another video. And if you don't, it doesn't really matter, because I've got like 18 followers. So if I see you next time, it'll be a joy right here on Teslamonial.